Hey. What time is it? This feels like a rerun, but I gotta know. What time is it?
It's Podblast time! And Superman the movie 45th anniversary time.
Yes, sir.
That's right, it's Podblast time. How are you? Oh my gosh, I already did a show about the 45th anniversary of Superman the movie, which was on December 15th, 2023. But I had some problems with the bots that had an issue with a couple of my clips that I played. Now that I know which issues those are, I'm going to omit those. I'm not going to do the whole 5-hour show again. I'm only going to go for maybe an hour right now. I already broke the set down, my collectibles down, had to reassemble and change some things. Very annoying. The audio version is all there. My trivia game, I gave away prizes last night. All sorts of fun stuff. But a lot of the material is in limbo right now. This is some, sort of inside baseball kind of stuff, but I've got to wait 48 hours to get everything restored. So while it's still the 45th anniversary as we're live of Superman the movie, I wanted to play a couple clips and show some collectibles, not just holding up for a camera, but collectibles of items I have in my collection I took photos of that I put up on the screen previously, which is in limbo for the video side of things. The audio side's there. The trivia game of 20 questions and all that jazz is still there on all the audio platforms like Fistful of Radio out of Atlanta, which will air tonight actually, or today rather, at 1 p.m. I want to say, Eastern time. The full show. And then I have an all-new Retro Zest show with my pal Curtis. He's got a brand new show that just dropped today, fresh off the press on Fistful of Radio. And then also there is a new Coffee Talk with David Eon at noon, which is a news talk kind of show at fistfulofradio.com. But we're talking about Superman the movie really fast, quick, just a supplement or a Reader's Digest version of that. Just want to talk about just some basic history of that film. It had a premiere on December 10th, 1978 at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. At the time, President Jimmy Carter was there with Rosalind Carter, who recently passed away, sadly, here in 2023, along with, of course, Christopher Reeve and Gene Hackman and Margot Kidder. Marlon Brando was not in attendance. And then the movie premiered on December 14th, 1978 in the United Kingdom. And here in the USA, Superman the movie went wide release. Easy for me to say. On December 15th, 1978. 45 years ago today. The budget for Superman the movie was $55 million for production, but it earned $300.5 million. So it was a major success. And I remember it was like in the theater for like a year, I want to say. First run. 9 months to a year, going by memory. And I remember in the newspaper, long before the internet, the only way you could determine when a movie was going to play or what was playing at your local cinema was to check your listings in your local newspaper. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution or the Atlanta Journal. The Atlanta Constitution or the Atlanta Journal was two separate papers, an evening and a daytime paper in those days when I was a kid. And I remember there was a picture for Superman the movie. You couldn't see the head of Clark Kent or Superman. Obviously, it was a body double or some model. You just saw, like, from the neck down, a chest, a tie, and a dress shirt opening up to reveal the S, as in Superman, in the little black and white ad in the newspaper for that film. But, man, I already went over the whole history, and that still exists on YouTube Live. Like, the first hour, I did 5 hours because I prepared way too many clips. And that's what's in limbo on the video side. But the first hour of that 5-hour presentation is still there, which includes the history of Superman the movie, the casting and all that stuff, the training of David Prowse. I'll just give some liner notes, some cliff notes, if you will. The guy in the Darth Vader helmet in the original Star Wars movies, David Prowse, trained Christopher Reeve to bulk up after he booked the part of Clark Kent and Kal-El, Superman. He was kind of thin. Oh, hell, I already put away a magazine I had that showed how thin he was. It was on camera earlier. It's put up, so I'm not going to dig it up again. But anyway, the point is, Dave Prowse, who was the guy behind the Darth Vader costume, trained Christopher Reeve. And did you know that in college at Juilliard, do you know who Christopher Reeve's roommate was? It was Robin Williams. So it's kind of interesting. And of course, unfortunately, both of them had some sad fates towards the end of their lives. Really sad stuff, but they were both so talented and so great. Let me go ahead. I wanted to show some images of some of my collectibles that I did earlier on video and play a couple of clips that I know or I think won't have a problem, at least I didn't earlier. I know which 2 clips were a problem, which caused my show to become in limbo on YouTube anyway. And on Facebook, I had to... nobody cares, and I shouldn't even go public with it. It's not a big deal. It's frustrating because I had a pretty damn good show. A lot of people tuned in, a lot of comments. People played the trivia game for prizes. I gave away Blu-rays and some 1978 collectibles that I'm going to mail out later today. But that's besides the point. I want to celebrate the premiere of Superman the movie in theaters across the USA. Now, there were extended television versions, I must say this, starting in October 1982. ABC TV premiered Superman the movie on network television. And in those days, here was the process. A movie would run theatrically in a cinema, and then it would wind up on pay cable, on HBO, home box office, Showtime. Those were the 2 big cable outfits in, say, 1982. And then it went to home video, went to Laserdisc and VHS in those days. It's not like today when things will go right to streaming or pay-per-view. This was before pay-per-view even, in 1982, when things went to network TV. And typically when a movie went to network TV, at least on ABC, there would be outtakes added or extra scenes or bonus scenes, like, for instance, in First Blood, starring Sly Stallone. When that went to network TV, there were extra scenes added. Same with King Kong, which most people hate that are older than I. They love the Fay Wray original King Kong. I kind of like aspects of the 1976 King Kong with Jessica Lange, the movie that introduced Jessica Lange as Dwan. And Jack O'Halloran was in that movie in a small speaking role, who later played Non in Superman the movie and Superman 2, the tall, bearded, mute, brute, strongman villain in Superman 2 and Superman the movie. He was in King Kong. But NBC aired an extended version of King Kong on September 17th, 1978, opposite the debut of Battlestar Galactica on ABC, the 3-hour premiere. Just some information for you there about extended versions of movies. So Superman the movie hit ABC, as I've already said, in February 1982, over 2 nights. And they didn't show all of the extended scenes that wound up being released in 2017 on Blu-ray on this disc, this release by Warner Brothers, which it's the version on the top that says the long 3-hour TV version. That was actually an international extended version. It had more scenes that wound up on ABC TV, including the only scene with Christopher Reeve and Marlon Brando together in a scene in the Fortress of Solitude after Superman grew up and went to Metropolis and saved a bunch of people and a cat out of a tree and a bunch of other things. He returned to the fortress and talked to his father via a hologram. And then this disc also has the Superman the Movie Special Edition, which was released in the year 2000. I said earlier 1998. I think it was 2001, actually. I just said 2000. I think it was in 2001. And the scene with Marlon Brando and Chris Reeve I just referenced was released for the first time in Superman the Movie, the Special Edition for home video. But it had been seen in extended versions starting in really 1994 with the KCOP LA version. I know this is really like complicated, but I need to get back to focus on the ABC 2-night extended Superman the Movie, and then I'll play a couple clips of some extended scenes. There were action scenes. It wasn't junk. I don't think it was all crap that was removed from the theatrical cut that wound up being in these extended versions. No, I mean, I think, and also a lot of the John Williams music, the wonderful score, the background music of Superman the Movie was actually muted. Not just for scenes that they wound up cutting, but there were some scenes in the theatrical version that were in the extended version where they muted the music. It's like they did with The Empire Strikes Back with John Williams, but Superman the Movie was a couple years before The Empire Strikes Back, but Superman started that trend of muting John Williams' music for whatever reason. I don't understand it because the music made the scene a lot better. If you listen to the soundtrack, I don't have it behind me. Oh, it was in the other room. Damn it. I should have grabbed that. I had it earlier. It was right there where heavy metal is. The laser disc of heavy metal. But when I was a kid, I got the soundtracks. I had normal music, rock bands and stuff, but also sometimes I got soundtracks like Star Wars. I think that's really what started my interest with incidental music in terms of movies was the Star Wars soundtrack. In fact, I think my family bought it thinking it was the story of Star Wars with narration, and it was actually just the music by John Williams. And I wound up getting Superman the Movie, a double album. There I go again, looking for what's not there. It was a double album release, and when I heard it, I'm like, I don't remember that music. What's that from? Super Feats. Well, you know, it was actually scored because John Williams saw this 3-hour, 8-minute cut that Warner's put out on Blu-ray in 2017 when he did the music. And then it was later edited and muted and blah, blah, blah. So I just wanted to set that up before I play a couple of these clips of extended scenes, action scenes, good scenes. Let me just jump ahead. And I want to show you some pictures and share some personal stories of meeting Christopher Reeve. I have some all new stuff I've never shared before here on the Nostalgic Podblast. And I did ask some trivia questions. I don't want to rehash that, but I'll just mention some of the questions that I wrote. I wrote these questions. I didn't just find these on the internet. If anyone's out there, I'll look at comments in a second. As I'm live, it's almost 9 a.m. on a work day on a Friday, so I doubt anyone's watching. But I'm doing this just because I want to show on video what I'd prepared that's in limbo. I think it'll be back within less than 48 hours now, but just in case. While it's the 45th anniversary, I don't want to wait 2 days for after the 45th anniversary of Superman the Movie. I'm a super geek, super freak. If not for Superman the Movie and the success it had at the box office, would we have a Marvel Comics cinematic universe? I don't think so. Hell, would we even have had a Batman in 1989 directed by Tim Burton? I don't think so. Same company, by the way, Warner Brothers, did Superman the Movie and Batman. But here's question one that I asked people. I started with an easy one. There's 20 questions I asked. I'm just going to go, hell with it. I'll go through all the questions really quickly. Whom did Lex Luthor's girlfriend, Miss Tessmacher, make a deal with Superman to save? I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice and play the answer in a clip. Let me reread that question. Question 1. Whom did Lex Luthor's girlfriend, Miss Tessmacher, make a deal with Superman to save? This is not multiple choice. I'll just go ahead and reveal the answer.
If I help you, do you promise to save my mother first?
Laura, Jimmy.
Oh, but my mother comes first. If you promise me, I believe you because you always tell the truth.
It was her mother, as you heard right there. Okay, so that was question 1 of my 20 questions. Question 2. What is Miss Tessmacher's first name? The answer, Eve, like Adam and Eve. Question 3. What color is Martha Kent's hair? According to Clark Kent, a.k.a. Superman, when he describes his Earth mom to Martha. His Earth mom Martha to Lois Lane. Let me repeat that. What color is Martha Kent's hair? According to Clark Kent, when he describes his Earth mom Martha to Lois Lane. Answer, silver. Actually, she's silver-haired, he says to Lois Lane. Question 4. How old in Earth years is Clark Kent when he emerges out of the Fortress of Solitude as Superman, when he flies out of the fortress in his costume? How old in Earth years is Clark Kent when he emerges out of the Fortress of Solitude as Superman? The answer is 30. Earlier, when Clark Kent, played by actor Jeff East, arrived in the Fortress of Solitude and built the fortress with that crystal, that green glowing crystal, and he activates the console, the crystal console, you see Marlon Brando as Jor-El saying, by now you would have reached your 18th year. And then later Jor-El states that 12 of your Earth years have passed. So 12 plus 18 is 30. So when he flies out of the Fortress of Solitude, he's 30 years of age in Earth time. Question 5 out of 20. How many hours in a day does the planet Krypton have? Now, this is a bit tricky, since this trivia question comes from a scene that was in that 2001 special edition and in the KCOP and extended TV cut and the 2017 Warner Brothers Blu-ray 3-hour long TV version of the film. Here's some choices. I'll make it easier with some multiple choices. How many hours in a day does the planet Krypton have? Of course, we have 24 hours in a day here on Earth. In the fictional Krypton, how many hours in a day does that planet have, or did that planet have? A, 12 hours, B, 15 hours, C, 24 hours, D, 28 hours, or E, 30 hours? How many hours in a day did the planet Krypton have? 12 hours, 15 hours, 24 hours, 28 hours, or 30 hours? Well, the answer is in this clip, which is an extended scene of Superman the movie that most of you probably haven't seen.
You enjoyed it.
I don't know what to say, Father. I'm afraid I just got carried away.
I anticipated this, my son.
You couldn't have. You couldn't have imagined.
How good it felt. You are revealed to the world. Very well. So be it. But you still must keep your secret identity.
Why?
The reasons are two. First, you cannot serve humanity 28 hours a day.
24.
Or 24, as it is in Earth time.
You heard it right there. The answer, 28 hours. There are 28 hours in a typical Krypton day before it exploded, thanks to its red sun going supernova. Question 6. How many characters did Christopher Reeve portray in Superman the movie? Did Chris Reeve play 1 character, 2 characters, 3 characters, or 4 characters? How many characters did Christopher Reeve portray in Superman the movie? A1, B2, 3C, or... Oh, I'm not good. Question 6. How many characters did Christopher Reeve portray in Superman the movie? A1, B2, C3, or D4? Well, the answer, aside from Clark Kent and Kal-El, Superman, Chris Reeve actually played this character, a traffic control person, in voice only. But let's listen to Chris Reeve playing this third role.
Daily Planet Copter 1, this is ground.
Planet 1, go ahead.
Roger, we have Miss Lane here for a quick ride to Metropolis Airport to meet Air Force One. It's a hurry flight.
Roger, we're on our way over the river now and have you in sight. Have one aboard for transfer, over.
Roger, Planet 1, you're cleared to land. Wind 020 at 15, gusting, altimeter 29er 89er.
Roger, over out.
There it was. There it was. There it was. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. That was Chris Reeve. Hey. Oh, hey, Sarah. Sarah's back. Sarah decided to go on just to show some stuff. The 5-hour stream on the video side is in limbo. The audio is there. It's going to air on Fistful later today. But between you and me, I know you're in California. That's why I'm live. This is a Reader's Digest version of what I've already done. Isn't that crazy that I've gone live again? But I do want to just go over the questions again that I'd written, because those kind of got cut off. What happened, Sarah, on YouTube, for now, the live stream, they're only allowing the first hour and 15 minutes of it. Like, I start question 1 of the quiz, and then bam, it ends. So I want to put the questions out there, because this is the 45th anniversary of Superman the movie. And I'd already put all the stuff away. I had in the background my collectibles, so I sort of rearranged stuff. I didn't bring everything back out. I'd already stored a lot of the things that I'd shown earlier. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. So this won't be a complete rehash, but for you, girl, it's going to be a lot of the same stuff. I'm showing the same pictures. I have a couple other pictures, but this will hopefully just be an hour. I'm not going to go 5 hours, any 5 hours again. So anyway, how many characters did Chris Reeve portray in Superman the movie? The correct answer was C3. Clark Kent, Kal-El / Superman, and then that air traffic controller in voice only, but it counts. All right, question 7 of the 20 I asked last night. Which musical artist or band did not have a song in the theatrical version of Superman the movie? Superman the movie featured some pop songs. But which of these artists did not have a song in Superman the movie? A, Supertramp, B, REO Speedwagon, C, Quarter Flash, or D, Bill Haley and his Comets? I'll tell you right now, it's the correct answer. There's 2. 2 of these 4 are bogus. Which musical artists, or band did not have a song in the theatrical version of Superman the movie? A, Supertramp, B, REO Speedwagon, C, Quarter Flash, or D, Bill Haley and his Comets? Well, the correct answer is B and C. REO Speedwagon and Quarter Flash did not have songs in Superman the movie. REO Speedwagon did not. Supertramp did. Give a little bit of my life for you. I'm going to play that. I have a live version of that I had no issue with earlier. And then Bill Haley and his Comets had a song in Smallville. Gonna rock around the clock tonight. I can't sing. God, I'm not good. But I want to play a live version of Give a Little Bit as I rest my little vocal cords for a second. Here we go. Right on. Now, I want to play another song. We're almost at the weekend. I played this last time. I'm going to play another quick song. I got to. I'm sorry. It's 5 minutes long. It celebrates the weekend.
I am talking about the weekend. Yes, I am. Yes, I do, 'cause you gotta make the best of life while you're young. Good people, we can do just what you wanna do. We can, when all those working days are through, we can, yeah, we can. You know it's time to get away. We can. I got to hear everybody say. Let's go down to my favorite bar. Weekend, yeah, weekend. I'm spending all my hard-earned pay on the weekend, on crazy nights and lazy days. Weekend, yeah, let's go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, I feel all right. Like I'm talking about, to the drive-in with all your girlfriends. You miss the whole show. Doesn't matter what you gotta make the best of life while you're young. Listen, people, weekend. I'm watching all the people play on the weekend. I want to hear everybody say weekend. Hey, yeah, weekend. Weekend now, baby. When all those working days are through, weekend.
Man, times have changed, huh?
Hop in my shiny car, weekend, going down to my favorite bar.
That was before, of course, Uber and Lyft and all that stuff. Man, I like that song. Let's get back to the game real quick of the questions that I'd written about Superman the movie. This is the 45th anniversary of that iconic film that really started the superhero movie genre on the big screen. So, true or false? Superman has a big yellow S on the back of his cape in Superman the movie. True or false? The answer is true. Question 9. What color is Lois Lane's underwear in Superman the movie? Now, it's in a scene, folks. I'm not being perverted with this question. What color is Lois Lane's underwear in Superman the movie? A, black, B, white, C, pink, or D, beige? What color is Lois Lane's underwear in Superman the movie? A, black, B, white, C, pink, or D, beige? The answer is C, pink. I like pink very much, Lois. Question 10. Who does Clark Kent send a portion of his Daily Planet salary to? A, his Earth mother. B, Lana Lang and her annoying child Ricky. C, an adoption agency. Or D, the Smallville High School Band. Who does Clark Kent send a portion of his Daily Planet salary to? A, his Earth mother. B, Lana Lang and her child Ricky. C, an adoption agency. Or D, the Smallville High School Band. Answer is A, his silver-haired Earth mother Martha. Next question. Question 11. When found on Earth, kryptonite is considered a what? This is a multiple choice question. When found on Earth, kryptonite is considered A, rock, B, fragment, C, an element, or D, a meteorite. When found on Earth, kryptonite is considered a rock, fragment, element, or meteorite. Answer, meteorite. Question 12 out of 20. What country and continent did Lex Luthor steal kryptonite from? The answer, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, in the continent of Africa. Question 13 of 20. And I mentioned this earlier. Superman the movie held its premiere event in what city and for what charity? Superman the movie, back on December 10th, 1978, held its movie premiere event in what city and for what charity? Answer, Washington, D.C., to raise funds to support and aid and support the Special Olympics. That was a charity near and dear to Chris Reeves' heart. There you go. Question 14 of 20. Was anyone killed in Superman the movie? Were any characters killed in Superman the movie? The answer is yes. Harry the cop, the police officer, the detective who's trying to follow Otis in the tunnels beneath Grand Central Station. And they had a different name in the movie, a fictional, just like Metropolis. It's not New York City in the DC universe. It's Metropolis or Gotham City, or, you know, they have fake cities, unlike Marvel that has real cities. That's not a dig. It's just an observation. It's just a fact. But if you may recall, Lex Luthor pushed and maneuvered Harry, the detective, in the face of a train, and he was crushed and killed by the roaring train. But also, there was a mention of some other deaths in the movie where there's a scene later when Perry White, played by Jackie Cooper, you know, the boss at the Daily Planet, is talking to Clark Kent, and he's talking about an incident of a news report he got. Oh, 2 people are killed in the middle of the night, murdered for what? what does he say? A worthless hunk of meteorite or something. I've seen the movie like 20 times and I can't remember the line. God. People are killed in the middle of the night, and what do they get? A worthless piece of meteorite, I guess. So anyway, so there's a mention of 2 other deaths in the movie. Anyway, question 15 of 20. What living things can also hear Lex Luthor's supersonic frequency that he created to communicate with and summon Superman in Superman the movie? What living things can also hear Lex Luthor's supersonic frequency that he created to communicate with and summon Superman? Multiple choice. A, frogs, B, cats, C, dogs, or D, pigs. The answer is C, dogs. Sea dog. Question 16 of 20. Who makes a cameo appearance in Superman the movie as himself? So you know it's a guy. It's a man. Who makes a cameo in Superman the movie as himself? Is it A, Telly Savalas, B, Gene Shalit, C, Jerry Siegel, the co-creator of Superman and comic books, or D, Rex Reed? The answer is D, movie critic Rex Reed. By the way, what does he say? There was an improvised line where Margot Kidder as Lois Lane says, "See anything good today, Rex?" And he goes, "Not till you came along." And also in that scene, you see the cameraman, like Clark Kent is bumbling in the revolving door. If you watch that, especially in 4K, in the new Warner Brothers 4K release of Superman the movie, you see the cameraman with a handheld camera, boom, right there, reflected, big as life. Kind of a little blooper there. Question 17 of 20. Does director Richard Donner make a cameo in Superman the movie in the theatrical version of that classic film? True or false? Does director Richard Donner make a cameo in Superman the movie in the theatrical version of that classic film? True or false? It's a bit of a trick question. The answer is false. There was a cameo filmed that was seen in 1982 in the ABC extended 2-night February 1982 airing of Superman the movie, and in the other extended international cut of Superman the movie, it's in there as well. All that happens is it's after Superman has revealed himself to the world. He saved Lois Lane from the helicopter. He rescued a cat from a tree. He stopped a burglary on a speedboat, captured robbers. He saved Air Force One, all of that. And then in an extended scene, I played part of it. He goes back to the fortress, talks to his dad, Jor-El. It's the only scene between Christopher Reeve and Marlon Brando in the movie, because Marlon Brando was talking to little babies, and a little baby, this kid Quigley, who played the baby infant Kal-El. By the way, that kid died in 1991 at the age of 14. He killed himself with drugs. He was bullied and teased for being the super baby. And little factoid, sad factoid, that kid died back in 91 of inhalants. Like he basically killed himself. Anyway, not to be morbid, but that's a fact. So the cameo. So after all of that, he visited his dad in the Fortress of Solitude, then goes back to Metropolis as Clark Kent, and people are watching on TV screens, JVC TV screens, little product placement, JVC, on the streets of Metropolis, aka New York City, and you hear a voice in the extended version say, "That'll be the day, huh?" And that's Richard Donner wearing a hat saying, "That'll be the day," and to bystander Clark Kent. And Clark Kent says, "Huh?" He goes, "That'll be a day when the guy can fly, huh?" And then Clark Kent turns to him and says, "I don't know, you'd be surprised." So anyway, that was his cameo. But Richard Donner also had a cameo in Superman 2. I mentioned this in the 5-hour version of this live show. I'll just quickly say, most people know this, but in case you don't, they filmed Superman the movie and Superman 2 simultaneously. And then there was a budget crunch, and after 75% of the sequel Superman 2 was completed, the producers, the Salkinds, and Pierre Spengler told director Richard Donner, just focus on the first film. Stop production on any scenes for Superman 2. We'll get to it later. And before that happened, he'd filmed a cameo for Superman 2, which survives in the theatrical cut of Superman 2. He ultimately was fired and replaced by Richard Lester, a director of some Beatles movies like Hard Day's Night, and he did the Three Musketeers and the Four Musketeers movies, which probably none of you have seen or even heard of, but they were moderately successful films in the 70s, the Three Musketeers and Four Musketeers, directed by Richard Lester. Anyway, Donner was fired. Lester reshot a lot of Donner's scenes and re-edited stuff, and they had to cut out Marlon Brando because Brando demanded more money, even though he was paid millions of dollars for basically 12 days of work. He filmed all of his scenes for Superman the movie and Superman 2 within 12 to 14 days in England, in like March of 1977. And then when Superman the movie was a big success, allegedly, he demanded more money. And so what did the producers do? They said, the hell with you. We're going to cut your scenes. And they filmed his scenes with Lara, played by Susanna York, Superman's mother, in Superman 2, like where, oh, are you sure you want to lose your powers? It was much more dramatic with Jor-El and Marlon Brando than the stuff that Lester shot. But getting back to the cameo of Richard Donner, what no one even realized was that Donner put a cameo in Superman 2, filmed during the time of Superman 1 in 1977, in the diner scene where Clark Kent is beaten up by a trucker. I don't like your meat anyway. And he's all bloodied and everything. But before that, they drive up, Lois and Clark. He's lost his powers in Superman 2, and they go to a diner, and it's called Don's Diner, like Richard Donner. And you see a guy walking out in front of their car smoking a cigar. Or a pipe. I think it was a pipe. And that was Richard Donner. Anyway, and it just kind of tickles me that I don't think that Richard Lester or anybody realized that that was in there, and it survived the re-editing process. So let's get on with my little quiz, and then I got to sign off. I want to show some collectibles and then sign off. Question 18 of 20. In Superman the movie, this product was not placed in the movie on camera in the theatrical version of the film. There was a lot of product placement. So I'm just looking for which of these four products were not in Superman the movie in the theatrical version. A, Marlboro cigarettes. B, Coca-Cola. C, JVC electronics. Or D, Cheerios cereal. Repeating, question 18 of 20. In Superman the movie, this product was not placed in the movie on camera in the theatrical version of the film. A, Marlboro cigarettes. B, Coca-Cola. C, JVC electronics. Or D, Cheerios cereal. The correct answer is A, Marlboro cigarettes, which we did see in Superman 2 heavily. In fact, General Zod throws Kal-El, Superman, into a Marlboro truck, which I've never seen in real life ever. A truck that delivers cigarettes. I've worked in drugstores when I was in college and high school, and we would get tobacco shipments basically in like crates, like with everything else. There was never a tobacco truck. Now, I've heard jokes about a tobacco truck, like Red Fox used to joke. The great Red Fox, Fred Sanford, would say, "Shit, I could quit smoking tomorrow and I get hit by a tobacco truck." So he referenced a tobacco truck. I've never seen a tobacco truck. Maybe it's a thing of the past, like the milkman. That's probably what it is. But the answer was Marlboro. But Marlboro was, like, you saw a pack of Lois Lane's Marlboro Red cigarettes close up. And you saw Marlboros all throughout Superman 2, but not in Superman the movie. But you did see Coca-Cola in Superman the movie several times, including when the helicopter is out of control. You see a Coke machine with the bottles you would pull. You put your coin in and pull the bottle. You see the rudder of the helicopter crash and smash some glass, and you see Coke machines. And there's other times you see Coca-Cola. You saw Cheerios cereal when Martha Kent is seeing Clark Kent ditch her. He's going AWOL across the field. She wakes up and, you see her grab a box of Cheerios cereal. And that's in the theatrical cut and in the extended cut. And then you did see JVC Electronics in the theatrical cut. In that scene where Donner's cameo was, they cut it down, but you still saw that shot of all the TV screens of all the people watching Superman's heroics on the news on the streets of Metropolis in an electronics store. And you see JVC, 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 that logo JVC. So the answer was Marlboro. But also, here's a little bit of trivia for you. There was also product placement in an extended scene and extended scenes of Superman the movie, where Lois is being tailed by those police detectives, including the one that Lex Luthor kills by pushing him in front of the train, Harry. They're following him, and you hear more of the John Williams music of the Villains March. There was a piece of music on the soundtrack for the Villains. Anyway, you see a Federal Express truck prominently, a van actually, a Federal Express van with the big FedEx logo, very prominently during that sequence that was cut down where the cops are following Otis back to Lex Luthor's lair beneath the streets of Metropolis, in the city of Metropolis. Question 19 out of 20. Did any other actors who previously portrayed Superman appear in Superman the movie, yes or no? Well, I'm going to reveal the answer, and there's some comments I must ignore. I haven't seen the comments yet. Oh my gosh. I'm going to reveal the answer right now with a photograph. Oh shoot, that's not the photo I wanted. That's something I'm going to talk about later. Is this the right photo? I can't tell. Yes, Kirk Allen right there. He was Superman in the movie serials. And he's on the train. If you remember in the theatrical cut of Superman the movie, Clark Kent is frustrated. He kicks the football. He's tired of being pushed around by Flash and the other jocks and bullies, even though he could kick their ass with his superpowers if he wanted to. He kicks that football, and he winds up taking out his frustrations on the streets. And he hauls butt. And he winds up chasing a train. This scene is cut down as well, because on that train, we see it in the theatrical version. So you see Kirk Allen. You see also Noelle Neal, who played Lois Lane in The Adventures of Superman, starring George Reeves. She was the second actor to play Lois Lane in that show after Phyllis Coates, who died in 2023, sadly. And they had dialogue in an extended version of that scene. That little girl, you do see in the theatrical version, a little girl with binoculars watching teenage 18-year-old Clark Kent racing the train. But in the extended scene, she has lines. She goes, "Oh my God." She goes, "I saw a boy out there running as fast as the train, faster even." And then Noelle Neal says, "Oh, Lois Lane, you have a writer's gift for invention. I'll say that for you." And she goes, but, and then Kirk Allen says, "Lois, read your book." And then Lois says, "No one ever believes me." So that kind of shows the characterization of why she maybe became a reporter later on. And I have a picture of a Topps card from that scene I want to show you. Where are you, my little friend? Here you are, from that scene. There's little Lois Lane, and Noelle Neal, and then Kirk Allen. So yes, the answer is yes. There was a cameo. Now let me look at some comments here. Oh, she's answering. Sarah's answering. Oh, God, I'm sorry, girl. I didn't see these comments. Let me put them on the screen. She's been playing right along, and I could not see the comments. I wasn't looking, and shame on me for that. Okay, that's an old comment. Here we go. Yellow, pink. Yep, she got the underwear question right. Dogs. Of course, she was around earlier. Super baby. Oh, that's cool. All right. So anyway, there's the scene. So let me get back to the questions, and I want to set up a clip. All right. I'm still learning all this software. Okay, cool. So final question, actually. So Kirk Allen was a previous Superman that appeared in Superman, the movie, theatrical cut and extended, although he had dialogue in the extended version of that scene. They never should have cut that down. That was an interesting, funny, and cool scene. where you realize that's Lois Lane, you know. Anyway, on that train. Final question. Now, this is kind of a get a life question. Remember when William Shatner hosted Saturday Night Live in like the end of November 1986, and they did a spoof of a Star Trek convention, and these nerds are asking William Shatner as Captain Kirk, what was the combination of your safe on the Enterprise? He's like, it was just a TV show, a little lark. You created a little lark I did for a paycheck for you turned into a colossal waste of time. Get a life, will you? Get a life, people. And I wonder who wrote that line, get a life, because Conan O'Brien was a writer on Saturday Night Live back in 1986. I wonder if he wrote that line, but that was a very clever line. Of course, they later did a show called Get a Life starring Chris Elliott from Late Night with David Letterman. And of course, his dad was in, my mom loved that. Bill Elliott, and what was it? Bob and Ray. Anyway. So here is the question that's kind of like a get a life question. What was the final missile launch code number for the XK-101 rocket? If you recall, there was a series of numbers that were programmed and changed so that Lex Luthor could control the rocket and aim it towards the San Andreas Fault so he could enact his real estate swindle, the greatest real estate swindle of all time. So what was the final missile launch code number for that XK-101 rocket? Was it A4, B11, C117, or D7? Again, final question. What was the final missile launch code number for the XK-101 rocket in Superman the movie? Was it A4, B11, C117, or D7? The answer is 7. Remember how frustrated Lex Luthor got with Otis? Because I guess my arm wasn't long enough. Wait, what? Well, directed Victor to 117. Wait a minute. The third one was supposed to be 11, and the fourth one, 7. It was 7. That was the last code. So the answer is 7. In fact, in an extended scene, you see Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor beat the shit out of Otis on the back of an ambulance, punching him in the face. That was cut in the theatrical version, but it was in the international cut and on this Blu-ray. It wasn't on the ABC 2-night extended airing of Superman the movie from 1982, but it was in that Blu-ray, and I gave away 2 of them last night to some trivia players who played those games, and to one person who stuck around to watch some extended scenes of Superman the movie with me. And I'll play a couple of them now. There's some I know I can't play. There was an issue with copyright and whatnot. So let me see what else. Now, I want to mention... Well, no, I'm going to get to an extended scene, I guess. I guess I'll do that. But I already mentioned that Superman the movie was filmed simultaneously along with Superman 2, at least 75% of Superman 2. And there was a really dramatic stunt filmed by Richard Donner for the original opening of Superman 2, which eventually saw the light of day in Superman 2, the Donner cut, first released in 2006, seen here on this Blu-ray. And for years, fans had read about these lost scenes that were scrapped when Donner was fired, scenes that were either reshot or just cut altogether. And this was such a killer opening. I'm going to play it in a minute, and I want to show you some collectibles. I'm going to wrap this. How long have I gone? Already gone an hour. Jeez Louise. Comments. She got it right. 7. You're right, Sarah. You got it right. 7. And she says, yes, I remember that skit. Get a life. Yeah. Get a life. Let me play an extended scene real quick. Hang on. Bear with me, folks. I'm trying to think. Okay. Oh, I don't know if I should play this. I think this one flagged the bots. But, well, I'll play some of this. Before I do that, I'm going to play the ABC TV promo for the 2-night event of Superman the movie, sponsored by Atari in 1982. This is cool. You might need to turn the audio up a little bit. I think the audio is kind of low, but the visual quality is great. Let's watch this, and then we'll get into some extended scenes.
Sunday, the Man of Steel is coming. In his network television premiere.
Any more at home like you?
Not really, no.
Starring Marlon Brando, Gene Hackman, Margot Kidder, and Christopher Reeve as Superman. Then at a special time, he's their best undercover agent.
Drop the gun!
But whose side is he on?
Great!
Today's FBI following Superman.
Watch Sunday starting at 8, 7 Central and Mountain on ABC.
Sunday, someone is terrorizing them. Someone wants them out of the picture. Code Red. Then the Man of Steel is coming.
That's Superman!
In his network television premiere, starring Margot Kidder and Christopher Reeve as Superman. Then, at a special time,
Drop the gun!
he's their best undercover agent.
Great!
But whose side is he on? Today's FBI.
Sunday night starting at 7, 6 Central and Mountain on ABC.
A plane? No, wait.
Hey, Jim!
Excuse me. It's Superman.
Tell me, Mr. Luthor.
In his network television premiere.
Any more at home like you?
Not really, no.
Starring Marlon Brando, Gene Hackman, Margot Kidder, and Christopher Reeve as Superman. Coming up after Code Red.
We continue now with Code Red.
Due to the following special presentation of the Sunday night movie, today's FBI will be seen at 10, 9 Central and Mountain. So stay tuned and I'll see you right after the movie.
Special tonight, an ABC network premiere. Superman, starring Christopher Reeve in the title role, with Marlon Brando, Glenn Ford, Gene Hackman, Valerie Perrine, and Margot Kidder as Lois Lane.
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me! Who's got you?
The Man of Steel, the world's first superhero. Tonight's special presentation of Superman is brought to you by Atari, a family of electronic products that challenge you, teach you, touch your life. Discover Atari and discover how far you can go.
Discover a world beyond your wildest dreams. Discover Atari. Pioneers in coin video games like Centipede, Tempest, and Asteroids that challenge you, excite you, test you like never before. Discover the Atari that opened your eyes to the world's most popular home video games like Space Invaders, Missile Command, and Warlords. Discover the Atari that brought you a home computer truly designed for the home. Sophisticated for advanced needs, yet simple enough for your child to use. Compose music, play advanced games, manage your finances, all at the touch of the button. Discover Atari. And discover how far you can go.
And now scenes from tomorrow night's conclusion of Superman.
Why are you here?
I'm here to fight for truth and justice in the American way.
Superman begins his courtship of Lois Lane and his campaign against crime.
Tell me what you see.
Dimples?
I'll give you dimples. It occurs to me that a 500 megaton bomb here
Would destroy most of California.
Tomorrow, the conclusion of Superman on the ABC Monday Night Movie at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
That's Incredible will not be seen tonight due to the following ABC special movie presentation. But it will return next week at its regular time with more incredible stories.
Special tonight, an ABC network premiere. Superman. Starring Christopher Reeve in the title role, with Gene Hackman, Valerie Perrine, Jackie Cooper, Ned Beatty, and Margot Kidder as Lois Lane.
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me. Who's got you?
The Man of Steel, the world's first superhero. Tonight's special presentation of Superman is brought to you by Atari, a family of electronic products that challenge you, teach you, touch your life. Discover Atari and discover how far you can go.
How cool is that? That's total nostalgia, man. The Atari, the commercials. I love the ABC setup for the movie of the week. All that. Now let's start with an extended scene in order of release. I think I can play some of this. Here's where baby Superman's being sent to Earth. Now, this is not an extended scene, but you hear music from the soundtrack that was not in the theatrical version. Just a little bit of it. I'm a music nerd. Let's watch just a little bit. See if you can tell the difference. There was no music in this scene in the theatrical version. I just want to play just a hint of it right now.
Have you finished?
Nearly. It's the only answer, Lara.
I better stop it right there, just because of the bots and stuff. But you got to set that music was not in there. I like that incidental music in the background by the great John Williams. Now I'm going to play a little bit of the destruction of Krypton. If this stream goes down, I'm going to chill on these clips, but you're going to see more of the destruction of Krypton. You're going to see also this dude. He looks like a stormtrooper who has been sent by the council to Jor-El's quarters because they determined an excess. Oh, I think the stream went down. God dang it. I think it went down. Some bitch. Well, then I can't play this shit. Uh-oh. You are down. Fuck this shit. God dang it. Son of a bitch. Well, that fucking sucks. I knew it. I guess I can't play this shit. This stuff. I love this stuff. Am I still on? I'm probably on Facebook. Excuse my language. Jeez, if anyone's watching on Facebook, if I'm still on Facebook, forgive my language. Golly, on YouTube it went down. I got to stall a minute. He usually will come back. I can hear it because I have a monitor in the other room. Sorry about that language. Dadgummit. Well, shucks. I guess that was one of the... Am I back? Check, check, check. Check, check, check. I better stop. I don't want to get my YouTube channel in trouble. I'm sorry, Sarah. She's watching on YouTube. I guess I can't play what I wanted to. I guess I'll show some collectibles then. I'll show some collectibles that is not objectionable right now. So I'm going to go and show some photos and things that I had taken earlier. Here are some Topps cards. I have a box of Topps cards. And that's my box of Topps cards, Series 1 with a white border. And if you open that box, you'd see a bunch of wax packs, including bubblegum sticks, like that. Here's what individual cards look like in that first series. This is the first 9 cards in that series with the white border, as you see there. There's the next 9 cards, and you'll see an extended scene. The bottom center card shows a sentry, which is kind of like a stormtrooper. But this was filmed in February 77, long before the wide release of Star Wars in June 77. May 25th, 77 is when Star Wars was released. But there's that dude. Now you got to tilt your head to see him in the hula hoops there. And he's basically a security guard on Krypton. There's another sheet of the cards. Here is a magazine. Starlog, Superman Arrives. Next, that same image was used, well, a variation. Well, let me compare here. Yeah, well, it's from the same shoot. Was used for People magazine. Okay, I'm back on YouTube. I can hear in the background. I like this magazine, Pizzazz. Now, this was kind of cool because this was a Marvel magazine, Pizzazz was, featuring and promoting a DC, their competitor's character, for the movie on the big screen. And you can see in the dialogue bubble, I consider it the greatest honor of my long career to be on the cover of a Marvel magazine. That was 1978. Superman, didn't mention this last night, first hit the scene in 1938 in Action Comics #1. So that would have been 40 years. This magazine here, and we're back. I know, hon. We are back. I don't know why. They didn't have an issue with that scene earlier. I'm going to really chill on these clips. I thought I could get away with that clip because I did before. I don't mean get away. I'm not doing anything wrong. I didn't do my disclaimer yet that I did last night. No rights are given or implied. It didn't do any good then. I guess just saying this doesn't matter, but just legally, I'm not being paid for this. I don't own this material, but I do want to promote the 4K of Superman the movie that Warner Brothers officially released, and the 3-hour, 8-minute version of Superman the movie that's my favorite version of the film. Anyway, getting back to the image here, Pizzazz Magazine. That was actually the last issue of Pizzazz Magazine. I loved it. When I was a little kid, I subscribed to that magazine, and I wound up switching to Crazy Magazine, which was Marvel's answer to Mad Magazine. But Pizzazz was awesome. It had like a Star Wars comic strip in it. Before that, it had Tarzan, drawn by John Buscema, drawn by John Buscema, great artist in the comic books. And other articles, and it always had stuff about pop culture, like when Grease was released, they had a big, nice story about that. And they had a story about this guy, Spider-Man. The CBS show that debuted in the fall of 1978, when The Incredible Hulk was also on that network in live action form on CBS. But I like that show. I mean, in retrospect, it looks pretty cheesy by today's standards. And by the way, this issue of Pizzazz is the hardest one to find. I love that cover. And he had that reflective material in his eyes, in the eye sockets, the Spider-Man mask did. I think that's cool. Spider-Man Goes Hollywood. That was, I guess, if 1978 to 2002. God, that was like 22 years before the release of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. So I want to show everyone this great magazine. Doesn't that look cool? I love how I can show images now with this new software I have. That was not an adaptation. You may be thinking, oh, that's a comic book adaptation of Superman the movie. It is not. That is a collector's album and a making of magazine. It has interviews with the director, Richard Donner, the stars, the crew, John Barry, the cinematographer. It's awesome. Look at inside here. You have a nice picture of Valerie Perrine. Miss Chessmacher! And what really irritates me is some people put up, you could hear that in the feedback, clickbait, where it shows Valerie Perrine today with like missing teeth. You know, it looks like an exaggerated photo trying to make her look horrible by today's standards. And it just pisses me off when I see that clickbait. And it gets clicks. If it didn't work, they wouldn't do it. People wouldn't do it. Unfortunately, people want to see depressing and shocking stuff. Like before and after, it'll show a picture of her gorgeous like here, and then some doctored photo of her, looking like crap. Now, also inside this magazine, you have a nice, what we say in the print world, a double truck spread or centerfold, but. And that also is in the soundtrack for Superman the movie. Let me go get that real quick. Un momento. This is weird because I had that soundtrack last night. And it has that same picture. What did I do with it? It was sitting right here. I just don't want dead air while I find it. But here, while I look for it, I'll put this up in case anyone can read it. That's a nice little piece on Lex Luthor. If you're watching on a television screen, you can probably read that. Hey, wait a second. I got to find that soundtrack. This is really driving me up the wall. I don't know what I did with it, with that soundtrack. There's the laser disc. Well, I'll show you a couple things. Well, damn, I'm not on camera. Well, for God's sakes, I'm a fool. It's right above my head in the background. Let me take this off the screen. That's where the soundtrack is. It's right there. There's the double truck. I'm so stupid. It's in the soundtrack as well. This thing, and that's inside of this. So, but it looks better in the soundtrack. All right, that's where it was. Oh, jeez. And then also I wanted to show you. I already showed that, the Kirk Allen. Now this is kind of cool. There's the Jor-El outfit without the reflective material. It looks like paper mache. And there's that wig, and there's Quigley, the poor baby. At the time, he was a baby, and he wound up killing himself in 1991 with drugs because he was being bullied. Quigley was his last name. Rest in peace. There's a nice article inside that DC Comics making of Superman about Superman, the world's mightiest hero. And that's one of my favorite pictures of Chris Reeve on the bottom where he's reaching for the stars. There's an article on director Richard Donner in that magazine. It's a great read. Some photos. You see him with Gene Hackman on the left, Susanna York as Laura, Superman's mom. And then with Jor-El, Superman's dad, played by Marlon Brando, top right. Nice article on Chris Reeve right there. Gene Hackman right there. Margot Kidder right there. Before Margot Robbie, there was Margot Kidder. Marlon Brando right there wearing the wig. And he always used cue cards. Isn't that something? He was paid millions and millions of dollars to just do a few days of work in Superman the movie, and he couldn't memorize his fucking lines. Excuse my language. He couldn't. My flock comments, why do people go out of their way to make people whores when they are so sad, really? I don't know. And my flock, Sarah, says, you're so funny. Well, thank you. Let me get back to these photos now. Oh, this is cool. This is the costume design of some of the costumes for Superman the movie. See in the center, that's the character of Ursa, played by Sarah Douglas, who's a very broken character. And she hates men. And it's described in the narrative by Jor-El. He said that your unreasoning hatred of all mankind have threatened even the children of the planet Krypton. And there's a really cool cut scene shot by Donner on the surface of the moon. It's actually not a cut scene, but it's an extension of a theatrical scene that was cut down that shows how twisted she is, her character, Ursa. It's the scene where they've just destroyed a NASA installation on the surface of the moon. By the way, that was a Space 1999 set at Pinewood Studios that they wrecked. Anyway, the line by Terrence Stamp as General Zod is, "Then I will go there, then we will go there too, to rule. Finally, to rule." And then the extended line is, he turns to Ursa, "And you will have everything you want." And she gets up and goes, "Men to kill." And he goes, "And I will lead." And they take off. And I love that little extended dialogue. And I wonder, I hope that James Gunn, he's doing the new Superman movie. I hope that they feature Ursa and explain why she hates men. That was never really explored. And she loves kicking men in the face in Superman 2 and Superman 1. All that was directed by Donner, by the way, all that brutal stuff. And there's a scene in Superman 2, an extended scene shot by the guy that replaced Richard Donner, Richard Lester, where Lester effed up. It shows this boy, "Please, General, let my daddy down." And the general has this kid's dad. And it's a British kid. That was another stupid thing. They filmed it in England. They should have had an American actor, or at least have that British kid do an American accent. He has a terrible British accent. I mean, not terrible, but he has an obvious British accent. "Please let my daddy down." And then Zod releases the kid. Here's the extension of that scene. He gets on a horse and takes off. And Zod says, "I said no one leaves." And he snaps his fingers. And then Non, the big lumbering brute, grabs this siren that he grabbed off the police car in the theatrical scene and hurls it at the kid. Boom! Hits him in the back of the head. He's dead, blown up. And this woman in the town goes, "He was only a boy." And then Ursa goes, "Who will never become a man." And so it just shows how much she hates boys, men, just butch bitch. And I'm like, what is up with that? So I hope one day we figure out why Ursa hates those guys so much in the movie. I mean, Jesus, inquiring minds want to know. Laugh out loud. "Please let my daddy down." Let me get to some more of my photos. We're almost done with my show and tell. Great piece on John Williams, the great composer. It wasn't real, so I can laugh. But that is a cool extended scene by Lester, but he messed it up. It should have been Ursa killing the boy. Be consistent. It shouldn't have been Non throwing that police siren at that kid's head and blowing him up and killing him. There's the inside back cover of the DC making of Superman. I just can't say enough good things about this. I have 2 copies. I tried to find my extra. I was going to give it away last night. I looked high and low. It's here somewhere. This is my mint condition or near mint copy. I have one that's not as nice, but it's not horrible. I was going to give that away, but I couldn't find it. I'll look maybe for the 50th anniversary if I'm still alive. The 50th anniversary of Superman the movie, I'll give it away, or next year or whatever. But I did intend to give that away. And here's the back cover. I love this shot. And that's also, as you saw on the box of Topps cards in my collection. Let me pull it up right here. The Series 1 white border Topps cards. Look, boom. I love that shot of him. It's like a military picture. It's like someone in the armed forces in front of the USA flag. I love that. So I met Chris Reeve. I want to talk about that briefly in Atlanta, Georgia at the Castlegate Hotel on May 14th, 1994. And there's the program. Noel Neal was there also. Lois Lane in The Adventures of Superman, starring George Reeves, the second Lois Lane after Phyllis Coates. I know I'm repeating myself, but in case you tuned in late, she was the second Lois Lane in the TV show. And he was there for one day only. There's my little name badge. Dixie Trek 94. And the Castlegate Hotel, by the way, was a really cool hotel. It's been bulldozed since, years ago it was bulldozed, which sucks. Very epic as fuck picture, definitely. Thank you, dear. Thank you, Sarah. AF, she said. I didn't mean to say. I'm sorry. I'm using bad language. Family show. But look at what he signed for me, Chris Reeve. And this was sadly about 9 months before he was paralyzed in that terrible horse riding accident where he couldn't sign anything anymore. So I'm very blessed. I feel blessed to have this. And he was so nice, so kind, a real genuine human being, and he was there, a genuinely nice human being, I meant to say, and he was there with his wife, Dana Reeve, and here's how they looked back then. This picture was taken also in 94, about a month or so before that appearance in Atlanta, Georgia, up in Michigan. At Mackinac Island, they were at a Somewhere in Time fan event, and Chris Reeve wasn't doing a lot of conventions. He had just completed a motion picture, Village of the Damned remake, with his co-star Mark Hamill. And by the way, Mark Hamill and Christopher Reeve share the same birthday. Tragic thing, Dana Reeve passed away of lung cancer, and she never smoked in her life. You just never know with cancer, You could, it's like Red Fox said, you could quit smoking and get hit by a tobacco truck. I'm not making light of this. I'm very serious. I don't know if it was secondhand smoke because she worked in a lot of nightclubs as a singer. I don't know. But they were both so kind, and we miss Chris Reeve and director Richard Donner. I was just so happy to have met them, and they were both really, really sweet. And I shot some video, which I have on a camcorder, and I asked Chris. I made the newspaper, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Who cares? But I knew the answer to this. I said, "Is it true, Chris, you were paid $1 million to star in Superman the movie?" He said, No. He said, "No. It was shameless how little they paid me. I got box lunch and bus fare." And then the crowd laughed, and I knew it was Brando that got paid the big bucks, but I wanted to see what he would say, and I have that on video. Now, I met Margot Kidder in the early 2000s, and she signed this for me, and that shot is from a cut Richard Donner filmed scene for Superman 2. After he's destroyed the Fortress of Solitude with his heat beams from his eyes. It was a great extended scene. Never should have been cut from Superman 2. And by the way, in my trivia question, did anyone die in Superman the movie? And I mentioned the detective, Harry, pushed in front of the train, and I mentioned the two guards when Lex Luthor stole the kryptonite in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and the continent of Africa. I mentioned last night, Lois Lane dies in Superman the movie. That was another death. She did die, but then Superman turned back time to save her, of course, and that was the original ending planned for Superman 2. Superman was going to turn back time so that Lois forgot that Clark Kent is Superman. There was no silly kiss that erased a memory, as we saw in Richard Lester's take on how we got out of that one, where Lois doesn't remember that Clark Kent is Superman. Oh, that's another kiss I'm going to talk about in a minute. Something I didn't talk about last night. Beverly Hillbillies. All right. I think I showed all the Superman stuff I had taken photos of yesterday. But should I try to play a scene? I don't know. I'm feeling ballsy. I'm going to try to play. The doggone stream will probably go down on YouTube. It'll stay up on Twitch and Facebook Live, but probably go down after the fact on Facebook Live. So what's the point? No, but I'm gonna try to do this. I'm gonna try to play a couple more clips. You know what? I think I'll play a little commercial message. Yeah, let's play. This segment is brought to you by AIDS.
I was overweight and looked terrible, but AIDS helped me lose 46 pounds. The AIDS diet plan helped me lose 28 pounds.
AIDS helps control your appetite so you lose weight, yet AIDS lets you taste, chew, and enjoy. And the appetite suppressant in AIDS is not a stimulant.
AIDS helped me to lose 18 pounds, and it doesn't contain anything to make me nervous.
Question, why take diet pills when you can enjoy AIDS? AIDS helps you lose weight without making you jittery.
Give me an Anheuser-Busch Natural Light.
Just say natural.
You see, you doesn't have to call it Anheuser-Busch Natural Light, and you doesn't have to call it Anheuser Natural, and you doesn't have to call it Busch Natural. Just say natural.
Johnson's right.
Oh, you can call me Ray, or you can call me Jay, or you can
For a great tasting light beer, just say natural.
But you doesn't have to call me Johnson.
2 naturals, please.
Please don't ask him his name.
Name? You can call me Ray, or you can call me...
Well, how are you this week, Mr. Johnson?
Oh, you doesn't have to call me Johnson. My name is Raymond J. Johnson, Jr. You can call me Ray, or you can call me Jay, or you can call me Johnny, or you can call me Sonny, or you can call me Johnny, or you can call me Ray J, or you can call me RJ, or you can call me RJJ, or you can call me RJJ Jr. But you don't have to call me Johnson.
I'm going out of order here. Who was that guy? You can call me Jay. His real name was William Saluga. And he was a comedian and a founding member of the improvisational comedy troupe called Ace Trucking Company. And he appeared on lots of television programs, including Seinfeld in the 90s. But Saluga was born on Thursday, September 16th, 1937 in Youngstown, Ohio. And when Saluga was 10 years old, his father was sadly killed in an industrial accident at the Republic Steel Mill where he worked, and his mother supported the family by working as a bookkeeper. Saluga, known as Billy to his friends and family, was a high school cheerleader and a class clown. After graduation, he served 2 years in the Navy and began working as a performer in local theaters. Saluga spent several years performing in Youngstown, Ohio theaters and clubs. He played numerous roles in notable productions, including Guys and Dolls and Inherit the Wind. Saluga became the talent coordinator for Steve Allen, the original host of The Tonight Show before Johnny Carson, for The Steve Allen Show in the late 1960s. And in 1969, he created the Johnson character while he was a member in the Ace Trucking Company comedy troupe. He was kind of a one-trick pony, but his comedy got hot for a while in the late 1970s, doing beer commercials, first for Miller Lite and then for Natural Light. Now, from 1977 to 1978, Saluga appeared regularly as Raymond J. Johnson Jr. on Red Fox's variety show. And Saluga, as his character Johnson, also made appearances on This Is Tom Jones, Laugh-In, and The David Steinberg Show. He also made appearances on Chuck Barris's The Gong Show during 1977 and 1978. Man, I'd love to see The Gong Show with the unknown comic with that bag over his head, that paper sack, and everybody else, J.P. Morgan. I would love to see that show return, but there's some music rights problems. But I wish Pluto could get around that and set up a streaming channel for The Gong Show like they did for Sid and Marty Krofft, the Sid and Marty Krofft shows. What was your favorite Sid and Marty Krofft show? Was it Land of the Lost? I was an Electra Woman and Dinah Girl guy myself, as you can see. If I can get it out of here. There they are. Deidre Hall as Electra Woman and Judy Strangers as Dinah Girl with the pigtails. Is that showing up on the camera? I can't see my monitor. That was a Sid and Marty Krofft show. I liked it. Only 8 episodes, though. It was like the female Batman and Robin. Electra Woman and Dinah Girl fighting all evil deeds. Each writes for a magazine, hiding the life she leads. I'm just making a fool of myself. I should just play the damn theme. All right. Here is something I did not know, and I should have found it before I went live. I'll look for it right now. I'll play a clip and look for it. There was a novelty disco single called Dancin' Johnson, based around Johnson's shtick, released in 1978. I'm going to try to find that right now real quick and try to play it for you fine people, if I can find it. There was a 1978 episode of Good Times, which contained a scene where Keith, while drunk, intoxicated, recited, "You can call me Ray, or you can call me Jay," which is at the height of its popularity for that saying. So let me try to find that song. I think I can get away with playing it. Dancin' Johnson. Let me look at it. Dancin' J. Johnson. Let's see if I can find that real quick for you. Dancin' J. Johnson. Novelty song. I got to put that in my music show. Retro Music Cuts, which airs on Fistful of Radio Tuesday and Thursday nights and Saturday and Sunday night. Dancin' J. Johnson. God dang it. I need to do voice command on my machine here. Okay. Disco Raymond J. Johnson. I think this is it. Let's see. So far, this sucks. No wonder this guy didn't have staying power. This is terrible.
You can call me Ray, or you can call me Jay, but you doesn't have to call me Justin. You can call me RJ, or you can call me JJ, but you doesn't have to call me Justin. You can call me Ray. My name is Raymond J. Johnson Jr. Call me Johnson. You can call me Jay. You can call me Judy. Doesn't have to call me Johnson. Dancing, 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 Johnson. Dancing, 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 Johnson. Man, somebody hold my cigar and let the boogie master get out on the floor.
his ass!
You can call me Junior if that'll help you sooner, but you doesn't have to call me Johnson. You can call me Sonny, but look here, honey, you doesn't have to call me Johnson. You can call me Ray. My name is Raymond J. Johnson Jr. You can call me Jay. You can call me Ray J. Doesn't have to call me Johnson.
Stop the tape, stop the tape. Gong his ass. Get him off the stage. Where's the hook? Sadly, he got gonged in real life. He died in Los Angeles on Tuesday, March 28th, 2023 at the age of 85 from cardiopulmonary arrest. But before that, Bob Dylan actually referenced him and the You May Call Me shtick in his 1979 hit song, Gotta Serve Somebody. Now, the Jay Johnson character's popularity is referenced in multiple episodes of The Simpsons, with Saluga appearing as himself in the 2002 episode of The Simpsons titled The Old Man and the Key. Saluga also appeared as Johnson in the 2010 King of the Hill episode titled Just Another Manic Con Day, K-A-H-N, like Khan, Wrath of Khan Day. That was my favorite. I like better than Beavis and Butthead. I loved King of the Hill in terms of the Mike Judge stuff. I just love that. But anyway, he was just kind of a one-trick pony, this William Saluga. But God rest his soul. Absolutely. I got to get on my soapbox. And you know what? It's time for the nostalgic rant of the week. And I got a little musical piece. I got to check some comments. Sarah's still out there, girl. Golly. Very cool. You said it. Giggle, giggle. Thank you, girl. It's time for the nostalgic rant. The fake rant of the week. That's what I call it. The fake rant of the week. I didn't mean to yell in your ear. Sorry, Sarah. And I got a new little piece I put before. The fake rant of the week. And this is it.
You want to fight? I'll give you a fight. Come on, punk. Come on. You want some more?
Come on! You want some more? You want some more of this? But it's time for my fake rant of the week. Being silly. And it's kind of a real rant, really. I told you last time, I'm just trying to cue something up, about how they're skipping episodes of the Beverly Hillbillies on MeTV, and I love MeTV. I'll still love MeTV even after some rogue program director. I mean, I don't know how they do this. I mean, do they have like a certain program director for the prime time and then daytime? But they're starting to F up at MeTV. They have great original programming and great programming across the board. But they skipped an episode and multiple episodes of the Beverly Hillbillies in season 8 for either political or whatever reasons. Like they're afraid someone will be offended. Sarah says, "Ran on, brother." Well, here it is. Here it is. And I took pictures of an episode they skipped just the other day of the Beverly Hillbillies. The Beverly Hillbillies. Here's the thing. Be consistent. When MeTV plays All in the Family, they put the disclaimer. Now, the real original first episode of the All in the Family had a disclaimer back in January 71 by CBS. You know, the attitudes expressed, you know, blah, 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 blah. Now, MeTV takes it upon themselves to put that disclaimer before they air reruns of All in the Family, typically always on Sunday night, 4 episodes back to back. They've also been doing that before Westerns. And no, I don't watch MeTV 24/7. I do have a life, but I noticed that. So it's like, why don't they just put a disclaimer before these Beverly Hillbillies episodes? And they weren't really that bad. I mean, one of them they skipped. There was a bachelor party scene at the Drysdale's Bank, and they had a harem girl auction. Talked about it last week. Well, I'm going to show you some pictures of an episode they skipped since we talked last week, and it's called Hotel for Women. Check this out. And this makes me mad. This is part of my rant. Now, here is a still shot. Oh, shit. Am I on camera? I can't remember if you can hear me or not. Hang on. Check. I got to tell a story while I show this picture. Check. Yeah, okay, you can hear me. I can hear myself in the background now. All right, there's a delay. So, Hotel for Women, all right? See that? This was an episode that MeTV skipped. Probably a woman. No offense, Sarah. Probably a woman skipped this episode, and here's why. Look at the signs. This character, Shorty. I like this character. He's short like me. Unfortunately, he's as ugly as I am, and he likes younger women. And he puts these signs up on the mansion, the Clampett mansion. What's happening in the episode, I didn't set this up properly, is they want him to marry this really unattractive middle-aged woman. Okay, he's better looking than she is, or the characters. But anyway, but he wants to marry one of Drysdale's secretaries, and she likes him too. She's in her mid-20s, and he winds up accidentally marrying the young secretary. And so anyway, long story short, the secretary is a city girl, and she's always worked in a bank, and so Jed Clampett says, well, we're going to show her what farm life is like, and I bet she won't like it too much. So they build their little cabin behind the mansion, and they're going to get her to milk cows and deal with pigs and animals and stuff like that, thinking she'll be turned off, and then the marriage will be annulled, and then Shorty can marry this middle-aged woman. He never wanted to marry her in the first place. And I kind of feel bad for Shorty. He never loved her or had any interest in her or anything. So and they skipped the episode showing that. This was like a 7-episode arc written by the series creator Paul Henning, who created the Beverly Hillbillies. Look at this sign. Here's why I think this lady, probably a lady, could have been a guy, could have been anybody, could have been a gay guy, could have been any guy, man, female, doesn't matter. But I think this sign was the real problem. No one over 30. Single girls only, no one over 30. So you're showing ageism here. But it's comedy. No rules in comedy. I thought it was hilarious. Now, also in this episode that was skipped, Hotel for Women, which is a season 8 episode, which you can find on Pluto TV. Streaming on demand. It's still on there. But the sad thing is season 8 was never released on DVD. Only seasons 1 through 5 of the Beverly Hillbillies have ever been released on DVD. That's why I got so worked up about MeTV skipping these episodes. Even though you can find them on Pluto TV, they put all those damn ads in there. What I like is I'll DVR MeTV's Beverly Hillbillies, where I can skip the commercials. I'll DVR them, watch them at my leisure in a binge for the week or, whatever that night before I go to sleep, and I can zap the ads. You can't fast forward ads on Pluto TV. You're forced to watch those stupid commercials, and they're the worst commercials ever. This is part of my fake rant of the week, but it's a real rant. Getting back to this episode, Hotel for Women, which is episode 23 of season 8. Here is another problem. Jokes against trannies. There in the middle, Jethro notices that Shorty has started this Hotel for Women while the Clampetts are out back. He charges $1 a day for women under 30, single women only, to stay there. And Jethro goes in to get a snack, sees what's going on, and he dresses as a girl, because Shorty says, oh, it's for women only, Jethro. You can't be a part of this. No, you got to go out back. You can't be a part of this. So he dresses up like a woman, and there is some unfortunate, by today's standards, lines of dialogue between Jed Clampett and Jethro. You going to have her dressed like this? What the hell's going on here? I'm getting a weird text. Okay. And it's funny, but I can see why some fuddy-duddy program director got their panties in a wad and anticipated phone calls they probably wouldn't get, and they just skipped the episode before they aired it and even had a problem in the first place. So that's my rant. Just play, you know what? Play every episode or don't play the damn show at all. I started watching Beverly Hillbillies at the beginning of the year on MeTV when they first started running it in January 2023 because I'd never seen the entire series. And they skipped the 12th episode in black and white, season 1, episode 12, titled The Great Feud, because it showed a Confederate flag. And it showed the Clampetts pissed off, going to their next door neighbor's house with guns. And, you know, I guess they thought it was too much like January 6th or something like that. Anyway, it's classic TV. You're a classic TV station. I'm the customer. We're the customer. We know what's going on. We pay attention to episode guides. We know when you're skipping an episode. Don't insult our intelligence. We're the customer, MeTV. You're a great network. Don't let some rogue program director turn you against, or turn us against you, or you against us, or whatever. I mean, let's just all enjoy classic TV, for goodness sakes. What's going on here? That's my fake rant of the week. But it's a very real rant in this case. Let's see here. Oh, sorry, I want to take that off. Let me make sure I showed all the pictures. But those episodes they skipped are very laugh out loud funny. And I don't find Beverly Hillbillies to be laugh out loud funny. Not because of the scenario of a harem girl slave auction bachelor party, but because of the dialogue written by Paul Henning that Shorty announced. I mean, he had some funny ass lines in those episodes. Really funny stuff. So stop being so damn offended. My God, why? And I hope that program director gets fired at MeTV or moves on. And they also skipped an episode of Matlock. Talked about this before. Episode 4, season 1, titled "The Stripper," because it featured a stripper accused of murder. You don't see any nudity. It was an NBC network show approved by the FCC. What the hell's going on at MeTV? They have so much good going for them. Why ruin it by having some a-hole program director? Now here's Danny Staten. He lives in South Carolina. I went to bed. Oh my God, you're still on 10 hours later. No. The show went off. I went to bed. I woke up. I had a problem with the bots on YouTube, and for 48 hours, my YouTube stream is frozen. And it's Superman the movie's 45th anniversary today. So I wanted to come back on and talk about it. That's why. And I'm going to stop. And I rearranged the background. I already put all my stuff away in the background, Danny. But thank goodness the audio survives. All 5 hours is going to air on Fistful of Radio later today, I think at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's on right now on Apple and Google, and all the audio, all the clips, everything that YouTube had a problem with exists. So, no, I didn't do no all-nighter, brother. I went to bed for a few hours. And then I realized they took my thing down. I got mad because it's Superman the movie's 45th anniversary. Okay, so that was my fake rant of the week. Let me just say they also skipped the 24th episode of season 8, the one after Hotel for Women, I showed pictures of just now, called Simon Legree Drysdale, and it showed the women in the hotel scantily dressed. I guess the program director or one of the program directors at MeTV couldn't handle it. I mean, dude, what about I Dream of Jeannie? That's on Antenna TV, their competitor, also based out of Chicago. But, I mean, God. Stop being offended over nothing. I'm going to just mention the episodes that are on Pluto TV that CBS Paramount owns now. They bought Pluto TV, and the Beverly Hillbillies On Demand that MeTV skipped. They skipped the episodes season 1, episode 12, The Great Feud. Then they skipped season 8, episode 18, titled Marry Me Shorty. They skipped season 8, episode 19, titled Shorty Spits the Hook. And then they skipped the next episode after that, season 8, episode 20, titled 3-Day Reprieve. These are all hilarious episodes. And all three, as I said, were written by the Beverly Hillbillies creator, Paul Henning, who also created Green Acres and Petticoat Junction, that whole universe of Hooterville and whatnot. Then they skipped this past week, this week, season 8, episode 23, Hotel for Women. And season 8, I just said that, episode 24, Simon Legree Drysdale. pisses me off when they skip episodes. Put a disclaimer up. Be consistent like you do with All in the Family. Okay, I've repeated that about 5 times now. I will try to play. I don't think I'll play all the interviews with Christopher Reeve and director Richard Donner that I played last night, just because they're kind of long. They're great, but I know that I have confidence that stream will come back. I did some editing and had to edit out a couple of the extended scenes from Superman the movie, and I'm confident it'll come back up, so I don't need to rehash and redo all of that. But I'm going to try to play one more scene. The real scene that they took an issue with was where Superman from Superman the movie spins and burrows underground, and there's an extended scene where Lex Luthor challenges Superman with bullets, fire, and ice, which was an extended scene that they did put back in the 2001 Superman the movie special edition, and of course it's in that 3-hour cut, blah, 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 and it was in the ABC 2-night event in February 1982. I played the preview of. But that scene was the one the bots didn't like. And I liked it because it had the music that was cut from the theatrical version. When Superman spins around, excuse me, people, nothing to get worried about. He spins and goes underground. But there was cool John Williams music that made that scene better, that was originally scored for that scene, that for whatever reason was muted in the theatrical version. Big whoop. I got to rest my vocal cords. I don't think this song was a problem. Here's a cover to the Superman the movie theme. You get the drift. I like that little version, that cover. I'm going to stop it right there. And play. Let's play a little commercial, actually. Take a break, an intermission from Superman the movie. Let me bridge this. Let's do a segue. All right. When I say Fembot, what do you think of? Do you think of Austin Powers 2? Or do you think of this?
This is Lindsay Wagner. Here are some scenes from the next episode of The Bionic Woman.
Robots, I call them fembots. These mannequins aren't going to fool anybody.
Good morning, Mr. Goldman.
Good morning, Miss Callahan. Kidnap Oscar Goldman.
I order all action units to kill me as soon as possible. Goodbye.
Amy, cut the magnetic car! Capture. Increase power on the fembots.
You're no match for us, Summers.
They're stronger than bionics.
This is Lee Majors. Don't miss the next episode of The $6 Million Man.
My fembots are as strong as your bionics, and you're outnumbered.
You're gonna kill Oscar.
Now, will you surrender?
Steve Austin is one of Franklin's robots. Robots.
The Fembot Terror continues on The $6 Million Man with guest star, the Bionic Woman. Who is the real Oscar? Who is the real Steve? A fight to the death on The $6 Million Man. Bond is back, and everybody wants him dead. Live and Let Die, the Sunday night movie, right after The $6 Million Man.
Sunday starting at 8, 7 Central and Mountain on ABC.
Everybody wants him dead.
The great Ernie Anderson doing that voice work there. And how about Sergeant Culpepper, played by the great character actor Clifton James? What the? As the sheriff, he reprised that role in Superman 2, in the scene shot by Richard Lester in the little town in Planet Houston. Anyway, I love that. And I love the Fembots. And by the way, that $6 Million Man episode with the Fembots aired on Halloween night, 1976, long time ago. That was a 3-part crossover. Part 1 was a Bionic Woman episode. Part 2 was $6 Million Man. Part 3 is Bionic Woman. Got them on 16mm film, reel to reel. Anyway, I just wanted to break it up. Well, I don't know if this will get me in trouble. I got those on 16mm film. Yeah, a lot of people say that's when the show jumped the shark, or jumped the fence, if you will. But I like the Bionic Dog. That's when the show went to NBC. It was a 2-part episode, The Bionic Dog, the season 3 premiere, when the show left ABC and went to NBC. Anyway, I seem to have gotten away with that clip. I don't think I can play much more. I'm going to try to play this. This is a great, awesome scene, getting back to the 45th anniversary of Superman the movie. Let me see. I can't play that clip. Hell, I don't know if I can play this clip. Let me just see what I can play. Let me play a little bit of old Margot here. This is just a minute.
When did you first have the impression that you were really acting?
Gosh, I don't know. I think that Dick Donner on Superman and Paul Mazursky on Willie and Phil had a lot to do with it. They were the first 2 directors in my life who actually said to me, "You're very, very good, and you have a great talent, and it's time you stopped pretending that you just stumbled into it." And in that sense, because they gave me a kind of confidence I'd never had, I guess I felt then that I was really acting. Why are we actors? I mean, you know, most actors are pretty shy. And that's why we're doing it. We need the applause, we need the approval, we need something. And you get at last in front of a camera or an audience, you get at last to express something you really feel that you're frightened to express in real life because you're afraid in real life people will reject you. And as an actor, you don't have to worry about people rejecting you. You're acting somebody else. I'm not me, it's Rita. I don't say fuck you, Rita says fuck you. So if you don't like it, really, I'm this sweet little thing. But Rita's tough. You know what I mean?
All right, Margot Kidder. Let's see here. What did I have? Well, I might as well. Shoot. Play this clip.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rita Cooley.
I can't remember when I felt this high. There must be something special about the way you love me tonight.
You know that I can't remember when I felt this right.
'Cause loving you the way I do has made me feel like a shooting star, shining bright and shining far. I wonder how I ever got along without you. Something very special about you. You're everything about it's true. Baby, it's you. I'm talking about you.
Oh, I'm sitting back and watching my life go by until you came along and picked me up.
Oh, and now I'm starting out a brand new life. Everything I say and do is all because of you, boy, giving me a new joy. I wonder how I ever got along without you. Something very special about you. You're everything about it's true. Baby, it's you.
silly. But it was 1978, fall of 78, right around the time when Superman the movie debuted. So I wanted to throw that in there. And I like Rita Coolidge, and I like her version of that song. No, let me see. Sarah, if you're still out there, did I already play in Take Two Supertramp? I can't remember. Did I play Supertramp? I think I played Wet Willie. Weekend. Did I play Supertramp? Give a little bit. Oh, damn, I can't remember. Son of a gun. I think this scene will get... I do want to play for you now a great scene from... I think I can get away with this. I sound like I'm committing a crime. I'm not trying to do anything wrong. I just want to play some gosh darn clips. But I want to play a little bit of a cut scene that Richard Donner shot for Superman 2 because it's the only scene between Marlon Brando and Margot Kidder. Oh, wait, I have some comments. You may have answered my query. I don't know. Just play it. Okay, I'll play it. If I played this before, I'm sorry, but I like this song because it was featured in Superman the movie. Give a little bit of my life for you. Stop the tape. I'm having a moment, an Animal House moment, like I want to grab that guitar and smash it against the side of a wall. I'm kidding. Sorry. I'm kidding. Like, like John Belushi did. It is a good song. I'm sorry. I think I already played it, though. I'm having a brain toot. I know I played it last night. So, anyway. All right. Now, had Superman the movie not been successful, we certainly would not have had the Marvel Comics universe, and we definitely wouldn't have had this, also by Warner Brothers, about 11 years after the release of Superman the movie. Let's listen.
Vicky Vale.
Hi. Bruce Wayne.
And what do you do for a living?
I'd like you to handle this operation personally.
Me? Nice outfit.
Hold on a second. I can't make it then either. I've got a very important meeting today.
Don't kill me! Don't kill me! Don't kill me, man! What are you?
Batman.
Lieutenant, is there a 6-foot bat in Gotham City?
Alfred, let's go shopping.
Jack is dead, my friend. You can call me Joker.
I feel a little drunk. And you're not anything.
Hey, one drink and I'm flying.
Winged freak terrorizes. Wait till they get a load of me.
Sorry if I hurt your ears with that. Yeah, I love that trailer. So we got to wind up the show. God, I've already gone 2 hours and 50. Meant to only go an hour and just sort of recap some things. I do want to show the scene with Marlon Brando, the only interaction between he and Margot Kidder's Lois Lane. He stares her down in the Fortress of Solitude, his hologram, a stare of disapproval. And she cowers and backs away. It's after Superman loses his powers for her. He's like, man, you making my boy give up his Kryptonian heritage for you, Earthling, Earthwoman? Let me see what comment. The second Batman was my favorite. Yeah, you know, I loved Michelle Pfeiffer in that. Her performance and her character. Good stuff. Yeah, but I was creeped out by the Penguin. Danny DeVito, man, that was hard to watch. Danny DeVito in that get-up. But yeah, that was a good movie. But I must beg to differ with you, Sarah. I loved the first one better than the second, but I don't dislike the second at all. Ironically, I like Addams Family Values better than Addams Family, so I'm with you on that. I like the second one better than the first, and I kind of like Superman 2 better than Superman the movie. I hate to say it. Oof. Let me now play. I'm going to try to play this clip that I just set up 3 or 4 times now. A cutscene that was finally seen in Warner Brothers Superman 2, the Donner Cut. Let's watch this great scene where Superman loses his powers. I'm not going to play a scene where he gets his powers back. I'm going to save that for anyone who hasn't seen it. I don't want to spoil it, but this is a killer lost scene shot in 1977 at the same time as Superman the movie. So Chris Reeve looks as he did in the first film. So does Margot. Looks the same. Because, you know, when they went back a few years later and shot the rest of Superman 2, they all look different. Chris looked bigger. Margot looked different. Let's just watch this.
You've returned to reason with me once again. My son, I have tried to anticipate your every question. This was one I'd hoped you would not ask.
My attachment, the feelings which I have developed for a certain human being deeply affected me, Father.
You cannot serve humanity by investing your time and emotion in one human being at the expense of the rest. The concepts are mutually exclusive.
And if I no longer wish to serve humanity,
is this how you repay their gratitude? By abandoning the weak, the defenseless, the needy for the sake of your selfish pursuits?
selfish? After all I've done for them? Will there ever come a time when I've served enough? At least they get a chance for happiness. I only ask as much, no more.
Yours is a happiness. The fulfillment of your mission, the inspiration you must have felt. You must have felt that happiness within you. My son, surely you cannot deny that feeling.
No. I cannot. Any more than I can deny the other, which is stronger in me, Father. So much stronger. Is there no way then, Father? Must I finally be denied the one thing in life which I truly desire?
If you will not be Kal-El, if you will live as one of them, love their kind as one of them, then it follows that you must become one of them. This crystal chamber has in it the harnessed rays of the red sun of Krypton. Once exposed to them, all your great powers on Earth will disappear. Forever. Once this is done, there's no going back. You will feel like an ordinary man. And you can be harmed like an ordinary man. Think of it. I beg you.
Father, I love her.
Think of it. And yet you've returned to...
Pretty dramatic stuff. You better back into a corner, Lois Lane, when Jor-El's staring at you like that. Wow. I love that lost scene, and I never thought we'd see it. It's just so really dramatic stuff. I just can't tear myself away. I need to wrap up the show. I got stuff to do today. I got stuff I got to mail. Guess I could play the lost opening to Superman 2 with the stunt. This was shot at the same time as the first film. This was shot in July 1977 in New York City. Now, this would have been in England, actually, this interior, but the exterior stuff was shot in New York City. With Ellen Bry, who went on to star in Saint Elsewhere on NBC, and before that, in Spider-Man. She was the main cast member of Spider-Man on CBS. She was Lois Lane's stunt double jumping out of the window in this lost scene, and she made the front page of the New York Daily News in New York. Lois leaps, and she's really proud of that. And she was interviewed by our friends at Superman homepage. Steve Eunice in Australia interviewed her on camera, and she shows the paper. Look that up on YouTube if you want. Just look up Ellen Bry on Superman homepage in the videos. It's a great interview, or just Google it or YouTube search it. It's a really interesting interview, seriously, with Ellen Bry from Saint Elsewhere talking about being Lois Lane's or Margot Kidder's stunt double. Let me try to play this real quick.
Jimmy, you got me in trouble now. So long, that's a big mistake. Next time, don't do that to me. How are you today?
Oh, I'm super.
Morning, Mr. White.
I'm super.
Yeah. Morning. You're late, Ken. I know. I'm sorry, Mr. White. I got stuck in traffic.
Oh, that's no one.
Excuse me?
I mean, as opposed to I was stuck in a phone booth or I got locked into the men's bathroom or something like that.
What are you talking about? I'm sorry that I was
If you
late.
two want to bicker, that's great. I have just the assignment for you. You're going to pose as a honeymoon couple in Niagara Falls to get an expose on the newlywed racket. Some of those hotels up there are bilking those poor kids for every cent they can get. Real human interest stuff. Make your Aunt Hattie cry her eyes out.
Newlyweds?
That is a great idea, Mr. White.
Excuse me, Mr. White, I'm sorry, but I'm right in the middle of the series on the city council.
I mean, it wouldn't take long. We could just fly right up there and zoom back down again. No? Superman?
Yeah. If he'd give you two a ride, maybe we could save a couple of bucks. I got to see young Olson. 6 lousy photographs, and that kid's hitting me up for a raise already.
Excuse me, Mr. White. Can I talk to you for a second, sir? Darn. Well, my goodness, you certainly look like the cat who swallowed the canary this morning.
A canary? No, actually, I was thinking of something bigger, something that flies, something more in blue.
Lois, as usual, I'm totally in the dark.
Well, let me just turn on the lights for you then. Get the picture? No, I didn't start to put this together until this morning, which is really strange because a good reporter isn't supposed to let anything slip by her.
Well, that's, very amusing. Excuse me. Yes,
Amusing?
sir. Yes, sir. That's very amusing.
Amusing, huh? Tall, broad shoulders, dark hair. Gotta give you credit. You really had me fooled. And I'm nobody's fool. Superman.
Superman. You mean, you think I'm Superman?
Willing to bet my life on it.
Lois, you are priceless. Really. I mean, that is the single most ridiculous thing I've... Lois, what are you doing?
You wouldn't let me die, Superman.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. That was the stunt by Ellen Bry jumping out of the window. Yeah, the clothing looks dated, it's 70s styles. There's no computers in the office. People are smoking in the office, but what are you going to do? It's Superman, for goodness sakes. And I love those scenes by Richard Donner. Earlier I played the making of Superman, the movie hosted by Christopher Reeve, but they show scenes from the movie the bots don't like, so I'm not going to be able to play that now. And I played Steve Martin with Superman. I'm not drinking. I just burped. Steve Martin with Chris Reeve at the Oscar Awards in 1979. That was an awesome clip I played last night. A bit extreme. I agree. Jumping out of a window. Yeah, I know. Little illogical, right? Of Lois Lane to just gamble her life on the fact that she's convinced that Clark Kent is Superman. And my God, the glasses. What kind of disguise is that? You know what I mean? Going back to George Reeves, a pair of glasses and a suit makes it impervious for you to realize that Clark Kent and Superman are one and the same. Seriously? It's pretty silly, isn't it? I'm going to try to play a little bit of this extended scene of the earthquake when the San Andreas Fault was compromised by the XK-101 missile. But before that, it looks like I got a comment. Yeah, bad writing. Yeah, and you know who wrote a lot of that stuff is Mario Puzo, who wrote The Godfather, parts 1 and 2. and David and Leslie Newman. Probably the Newmans wrote that. They kind of suck as writers. Let's see here. What was I going? I'm going to try to play some of this.
Implied. God. San Andreas.
I better quit while I'm ahead. I think the stream is going to go down, but I love that scene with the Girl Scout troop in the Hollywood Hills and the Hollywood sign shaking and quaking. I know, Sarah. I know. She says, you're down. I know, but I'm not down on Facebook Live and on Twitch, but I know. I shouldn't have tried to risk it. Shouldn't have played that. But it'll come back in just a second. Let's just wait. The problem is when these go down on YouTube, on the YouTube side, it creates a huge gap and a delay. And I'm listening to know when I'm back. But when I come back, I'm so far behind time that the comments can't catch up to what I'm showing and saying. So I better sign off. As soon as I come back on, I'm going to sign off. God dang it. Doggone it. I knew better. I knew better. I knew better. These bots are just unforgiving. They're unforgiving. I'm stalling. I want to see if it comes back on. I don't think it's gonna. That might have been the final straw with the bots for this stream. Yo, yo, yo. Son of a bitch. Check, check, check. I'm going to play one more thing. No, I better just sign off, I guess. Son of a bitch.
My friends, I'm not given to wild, unsupported statements. And I tell you that we must evacuate this planet immediately.
Jor-El, be reasonable.
Once there was a civilization, much like ours, but with a greater intelligence, greater powers, and a greater capacity for good. Tragic moment, that world was destroyed. But there was one survivor.
Happy 45th birthday to Superman the movie. I'm going to sign off now. I don't want to risk losing or having a strike against my channel. It's not worth it. I already have a great 45th anniversary, not because of me, but because of the material I found, the interviews that I did last night, 5-hour show that's on the audio platforms. So yeah, I know Sarah's commenting, you're down. I know, not on Facebook, but I'm sure after the fact on Facebook, it'll eventually get muted again. I know, girl. I know. That's why I came on. I thought I had identified the clips that would be a problem. I don't own this stuff. I'm just trying to give a lecture here. Educational video. But the bots just won't let me do it. So we'll try to sign off with one other thing. I guess it's insanity, right? Expecting a different result for the same behavior. Trying to play the same clips or different clips or whatever. But I do want to sign off with John Williams' Superman, the movie theme, with select clips from Superman, the movie. And I appreciate everyone out there watching. I've got stuff I got to do. I know you've got stuff you've got to do. Thanks to each and everybody out there, each and every one that checked out this stream and even the stream last night, which hopefully will be back online, because I did some editing and I don't know why it takes 48 hours for it to come back. Oh, I got a comment coming in. He's going to lose his channel. No, I don't have any strikes against me. That's not how it works, I don't think. But damn, I played that trailer before without incident. That's the thing. It's not consistent. Just like Me TV, it's not consistent. And you know what? I will say this. I got these clips from other unofficial sources. I didn't take these clips from a Blu-ray or a DVD. No, and I got these from fan sites. Why is it okay for them and not okay for me? I don't get it. I don't understand the consistency of it. That's why, I'm not making money off this. This is just for fun and education. But god dang, that is bizarre. I'm going to say goodnight. Happy 45th anniversary to Superman, the movie, released on December 15th, 1978. Probably before you were born, or when you were a kid, or if you're older, when you were maybe, in your 20s or whatever. But it's a great, impactful movie. I got some comments coming in. Yeah. Ben Compton. I wish you were here last night. I don't know if you were. I don't think you were. We had a really good show, but it was a long show, 5 hours, because I prepared too much material, too many clips. But I'm going to close with this. The John Williams Superman the movie theme with select scenes from the epic film Superman the movie that really started this superhero epic blockbuster movie. Have a great, great weekend. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas. Be good and be safe. Thanks, Sarah, for watching all this time, and everybody else. Bye for now. Thank you. I'm back. I decided to kill that clip and sign off with my regular theme music, courtesy of the power station, just because I think I'm pushing my luck with these clips. Thanks again, Sarah. Y'all have a good one. Bye.